There's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. Moving on, moving on. I know time's hard to look, but I've had enough. Moving on, move on, moving on. Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. Moving on, moving on. I know time's hard to let, but I've had enough. Moving on, move on, moving on.
Sir John, am I heard? Sir John Ray. Sir John Ray. Sir John Ray Flores.
Yes, I'm back.
Sir John, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. A few minutes from now, we will start our orientation. Please stand by. We are also encouraging our joiners in this platform to please inform your friends to join. Those who are attendees of this orientation, please let them know that we are about to start. Thank you. morning, everybody. Good morning, time check. It's 8:47 in the morning, and I think we are good to go. I think there's still our background music, so let's fix this for a while. Okay, thank you, Sir John Ray. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this virtual orientation and the administration of the National Learning Camp Assessment Retest. My salute to our school's Division Superintendent, Dr. Janeline Aliman Seso 6, to our ASDSS, Dr. Raymond Salvador Seso 6, and Dr. Jerry C. Boquinquito Sese, to our chiefs, SJOD Chief Dr. Gay Asugas Abduhan, to our CID Chief, Dr. Juliet Magallanes, to our Division Testing Coordinator, Dr. Antonio Ganub, to our facilitators for this orientation, PSDSS, junior high school school heads, grade 7 and grade 8 advisors who are joining this platform, ICT coordinators, school testing coordinators, to everybody, a pleasant morning. Good morning, maayong buntag, magandang umaga po sa lahat. I know everyone is excited, so let's not wait any longer to formally start this orientation. Let's pay attention for our preliminaries.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us today. May you bestow your guidance and blessings so that we can enjoy and appreciate its significance in our lives. Bless everyone who are present here today, that each one of us may be able to share our knowledge, understanding, and wisdom for your glory and honor. May the various activities related to this event be a success through your intervention. We all ask of this in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
All right. To formally welcome us all to this orientation, please help me in welcoming our SJOD Chief for the welcome address. Let's give it up for Dr. Gay Asuga Saptuhan. Ma'am Gay, please take your turn.
Thank you, Miss Kathleen. My respect to our school's division superintendent, Dr. Jeneline Aliman, to the two assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Raymond Salvador and Dr. Jerry Poquintito, to our respected teachers, school heads, and staff, to everyone, mayong buntag. I am very happy to welcome you all to this orientation of the conduct of the National Achievement Test, or the NAT. The NAT is an assessment, or the NAT is an assessment, the basic competencies of students in grade 7 and grade 8. It aims to measure the quality of education in our schools and provide feedback for improvement. The test is conducted in, or will be conducted in a standardized and secure manner to ensure its validity and reliability. The orientation of the conduct of NAT is an important activity to prepare you for the administration of the test. And in this orientation, you will learn about the objectives, the features, the guidelines of the NAT. You will also receive the test materials, and instructions on how to handle them properly. The orientation will also provide you with an opportunity to ask questions and clarify any doubts or concerns you may be, or you may have regarding the NAP. I hope that this orientation will equip you with the necessary inputs to serve them actively and efficiently. I appreciate your participation and also commend your dedication and commitment to providing quality education to our students. And I wish you all the best in the conduct of the National Achievement Test. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Gay Asugas Abduan, for giving us your words of welcome and, of course, the statement of purpose of this orientation. All right, at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Kwame updates. And on behalf of the SEPs for School Management Monitoring and Evaluation, Sir J. Fricks Katakutan, let me give you our updates for the Kwame for today. So at the end of this orientation, we will be giving a link for you to answer. You are to rate your facilitators, the orientation itself, the program management team, and so on and so forth. So it will be opened at exactly 11:30 in the morning. So please don't forget to answer our online evaluation later po. All right. I think we are now ready to start the orientation. Sir Ton? Yes. Okay, let me give you our first facilitator, first speaker for this morning's event. He is our division ITO, and he will be giving us the guidelines and the administration of the NLCA. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Chester Don Bayokot. Sir Chester, please take your time. All right, once again, let me give you our first facilitator for this morning, Sir Chester Don Bayokot, our division ITO.
Good morning, everyone, to all the participants. Good morning to our top management of this division. Good morning, and to um, Sir Ganub and to Ma'am Gay, to Ma'am Kathleen, and to the technical working group, no, or in charge of this virtual orientation. Maayong buntag sa tanan. So my task for this morning is to present to you the guidelines on the administration of NLCA. So I believe our participants are the school heads, ICT coordinators, school ICT coordinators, district ICT coordinators, and hopefully there are grade 7 and 8 advisors, no? Or part on our participants kay murag daghan sila og tabang po sa ato ang conduct sa NLCA. So guidelines on the administration of NLCA. So assessment tool. So the NLCA is an online computer-based test that will be delivered through DepEd LMS Moodle platform. So since this is computer-based, now we are going to use the existing DepEd computerization package, no, computers. Ito ba lang? Ito ba, Mark? Sir, so, since this is online, as we all know that most of the schools in our division now has a problem with terms to internet connection. So that is why the division office through Sir Ganog nagpili lang ng mga selected schools to conduct, no, maybe he will present that later. Based on the way we select the schools to be the testing schools, no, is through your submitted report sa planning office. Katong inyong isubmit nga GJSP, no, kato dito siya. Kato yung ibutang dito ng mga functional computer units and the internet service provider ng mga details ninyo, including the internet speed. No? So the test shall cover learning areas in English, science, and mathematics, wherein test items measure varying levels of skills and competencies in a multiple choice format using the English language. So as of now, ang mga upang division ko, since this is simultaneous, no, naalang tayo specific range, no, range sa date nga ano sa siya i-conduct, no. So karon nagkamulo po ng upang division sa pag-conduct. So enrollment of users in the Moodle platform. So enrollment of users in the Moodle platform. So users is referring to the our students, no? So nag-refer siya sa atong mga students. So all enrolled grade 7 and 8 learners from all public schools across the country should activate, access their DepEd LMS accounts using their official DepEd Microsoft accounts for the conduct of the NLC assessment. So as you all know, kita, mga DepEd personnel, nag-purchase si DepEd Central Office of Country License for Microsoft, no? So, including sa ato ang country license po, ang ato ang mga learners to have their own Office 365 na mga accounts, no? So, for this convergence, for the administration of NLCA, ang gamiton sa atong mga bata is ang ato ang ilahang mga DepEd Microsoft accounts, no? So, please take note yun sa tanang mga ICT coordinators na naminaw karon, no? Kaya naatay mga specific na reports na kinahanglan and mga step-by-step na mga guides nga pangatag for you to retrieve the learners Office 365. So, ang Office 365 na account sa mga bata, dili siya gikan sa division office. So, kamo ang mag-retrieve ana and tuluan mo karon unsaon sa pagkuha. So DepEd LMS, itong learning management system sa DepEd, no? Familiar na mo ana, kay gigamit siya sa atong mga previous years sa ato ang gigamit siya sa katulitang nagkuanta ang term ana. Sa NPTI and sa gigamit po ni siya sa INSET. School testing and IT coordinator should ensure that the learners have access to their DepEd Microsoft account and have access the DepEd LMS platform before the test administration. So before the test administration, si Sir Tony will announce the exact date, no, kung sa ato ang test. But before ana, dapat ang mga bata makakuha na sa ilang Microsoft na account and access na sila, ma-register nila ilang account sa DepEd LMS na platform. Mga kanang DepEd LMS platform, mga nakatong Moodle nga giingon dito sa previous slides, no? So, nga na siya. So, basically, mga ato ang trabahoan. So, ICT coordinators will retrieve all the learners account from Microsoft, no, Microsoft nga website katong admin nga account akong ihatag unya. So si advisor po para madali, si advisor siya ang advisor sa mga bata, siya na lang ang mag-register sa account sa mga bata dito sa DepEd LMS. Kaya kung ihatag na to sa bata, basin og malangay bata, no? So since we only have pila na lang kaadlaw, mga less than 5 days to accomplish this. So mo nang tinabangay ta from school head to district ICT to school ICT coordinator to advisor ug sa ato ang mga learners. So mo to siya to give you a background no kung sa atong buhaton in part as part of the preparation for this NLCA. Kuhaon ni ICT coordinator ang mga DepEd Microsoft account sa mga bata, ihatag sa advisor ang mga account sa bata, si advisor mo register sa mga account dito sa DepEd LMS. So mo to siya buhaton. Then si advisor po will give the list no sa tanang mga na-register niya sa LMS dito sa ICT coordinator. So ato na siyang i-tagsa-tagsa on present later. So the school SPC and SIPC, the school ICT coordinator, should prepare an Excel file containing the DepEd issued email address na activated of the learners for enrollment by the DITO. So once ma-register na ang mga advisor sa ilahang mga bata dito sa LMS, maghimo mo nga report kani. Sorry, di man din Excel. PDF file mo din. So kani siya kaning Excel na nino, email, group name kani. So email o group name, so maghimo mo report ni ani. So for the first column, ibutang ninyo ang email address sa bata. Then, ang second column, ang school name. No? So, dapat ang school name, uniform din siya. So, ako ngalikon, grade 7 and 8 ang kinahanglan mag-comply. Ani. So, si school ICT coordinator, musubmit siya sa district ICT coordinator o Excel na file with these two columns, email and group name. No? So, email and group name. So, duhara. So, for the first column, under email address, ibutang ang email address sa bata. No? So, ang format sa email address sa bata is LRN, no? Ato LRN, at the end, no? Ano siya. Then, for the second column, for the group name, you put the school name, no? Ang pangalan sa inyong school. So, dira sa atong template nga gipangayo, dili na siya required o butangan pa nato og mga pangalan and mga mga details. Kana lang email and group name. So ana siya. And it should be uniform ang group name. So once the school ICT coordinator na humana siya o consolidate sa kani nga template, kani nga report, he or she will submit this template to the district ICT coordinator. So si district ICT coordinator na po ang mag-compile ani, basically iyaha lang i-copy paste from multiple Excel files from different schools, iyaha lang iusa. No, one Excel file lang with two columns. First is email, group name. So ang mga difference na ang group name, multiple schools na ang makabutang. No? But uniform lang gihapon ang mga school. Dili siya, for example, Bitinan National High School. So, dili pwede na ang isa Bitinan National High School, then ang next column, BNHS, then Bitinan NHS, dili. So, dapat uniform din siya. So, i-spell out na lang yun ang full name sa school. So, mga to siya ang kinahanglan i-comply sa school level. So, okay, sa division level ni siya. Okay, sa kuha siya. Sa division level na to siya nga mga procedures. Next, the technical specifications of the testing centers. So, before we dive into the retrieval of Microsoft accounts, no? It presents an atomic technical specification of the testing centers. So, mao ni siya ang ideal nga o ano ang ideal nga ah, specs sa ato mga testing centers. But kung dili na ito ni makuha tanan, then it's okay. Kung sa lang naa na ito, more po to ato ang kaya. More po to ato ang i-maximize. No? And kuha lang po siya, advice lang po sa tanang mga kauban ko sa field. No? Kani siya since this is a this is an event from the central office, so kailangan dito mo comply, ani, no? So, di ka good po pa-stress, ani, kung during the test administration, kung natin mga problema, or na mga problema sa system sa central office, so magpaabot ng punta. So, mo comply ng salita, ani, kailangan mga limang maayo. So, first specs, no? First item, no, sa specification of a testing center. We have with the testing center with an interrupted power supply, no? Low interrupted power supply, preferably with a standby power generator. So, letter B, with computer laboratories that can accommodate 20 to 40 learners per room. So, ang problema na to kay sa inyong report sa planning, di-declare ninyo dito nga functional in mga computers, but in reality, di ay gamay na lang di ay ang mga manganda. No? So, dapat atong yung tarungan o comply ang mga reports na to kay gamiton man to siya, no, sa decision making there sa division office. So, with 20 to 40 functional desktops, laptops per computer lab, no, with at least 15 DPS dedicated internet connection. So, di na tama kung at least 15 DPS kay other divisions po na ako yung mga hinay ng internet makaya raman po sa ilahang pagkandak sa NLCA. So, letter E, preferably the computer laboratories to be used as testing rooms are in a quiet and unpopulated area in the school and with a nearby restaurant for student use. So, this should be conducive for the testing activity. Spacious na, well-lighted, and ventilated. So, katong na yung mga e-classroom na kuhaan na to, plus kung nagkagugot man galing na karon, nato na siyang i-plaster na. So, in case the computer laboratory cannot accommodate 40 computers and learners, 2 adjacent rooms may be used as testing rooms. So, pwede po di ay kung na ay kung dili makaka-accommodate ang mga e-classroom na to. So, one room shall serve as a holding area for the testing takers to prepare them before entering the testing room. So, ideal anak ka ng role na po sa inyong mga e-classroom. So, one teacher or support staff should be stationed in the room. List of learners should be posted outside the testing room per batch. Na i-post ninyo ang mga takers, no, by batch. The school is requested to provide an adequate number of blank sheets of paper for computation purposes only. So note, the sheets of paper will be collected by the test administrator after each testing session and subject to immediate shredding. So, for example, sa math, no, so pwede siya mag-solve dito. Kaya di masaka-solve kay computer-based na. So, ang ilang platform na gamiton, purely multiple choice, no? So, wala na siya laing question type sa answeran. To ensure the confidentiality of test items and minimize contact between test takers, the school should prepare barrier divider between computer units in laboratory. So note, an improvised barrier divider may be used as alternative para dili sila magkinupihanay. So testing centers and alternate testing centers. Number 1, a senior high school with computer laboratory or available computer units shall be identified as testing center for nearby schools. So since all grade 7 and 8, no, ang wapil ani, but dili tanan ang naay Number one, dili ta ng school ang internet. So, dili po tanan ang may computer ng functional. So, inana siya. So, pwede siya nga mo adto sa ubang eskwelahan or wala mo computer. So, i-discuss na ni Sir Tony later ang ubang details ana. So, sa ipaagi ana. Then, elementary schools with computer laboratories or available computer units shall serve as testing centers for nearby schools. So, mga siya mga options ng mga alternate testing centers. So, since ang sa number one, so since ang senior high school, wala pa sila apil-aning since ang take o una is ang 7 and 8. So, pwede na ito hulman pwede na ito hulman ang senior high school ng classroom na dito ang buhaton ang kandak sa NLCA. And also, elementary schools po, nga ay mga computer laboratories, pwede po na ito sila yung mga alternate testing centers. So, seek assistance from private schools with internet and computer facilities through the initiative of the SDO. So, since wala man po kita yung mga private schools, no, na ay mga kuhaan sa ubang yung mga lugar. So, mag-i siya applicable sa ito. Tap the SUCs and technological schools for partnership and use the available computer laboratories as testing rooms. So, aning for 3 and 4, applicable kayo siya sa mga city division. So, but sa tuwa, sa mga province ng mga division, so wala kaya tayong mga state universities sa mga municipalities, no? Na ang galing likod kayo, inaanak ka, daghan ng computers. So, technical specifications of desktop laptops, computer units. So, mao ni siya ang ideal na specs. But dili po ni siya maoy minimum requirement. So, when we say minimum requirement, ito pinakaubos yung pwedeng gamitan, no? So, with keyboard and mouse, with at least 2 gigabyte of RAM, murag para kaya na siya, no? At least, naalang na siya murag gamay lagi ang makuhaan naman. Gamay ang resources na kinahanglan. Then, 30 gigabit of hard disk drive for storage and Intel processor or its equivalent. Internet ready, antivirus program, and Windows Auto Update are disabled. So, since mag-install man ta, i-install ka sa letter D, with installed and working safe exam browser, maupod niya siya ang second task sa ICT coordinator. Makatong una kanina, ang ICT coordinator mag-retrieve sa mga Office 365 sa mga learners dito sa school email, sa ako na i-present ko niya. Ang ikatuhan niya task is to install the Safe Exam Browser or SEB. So, ipakita na ito ang link ko niya asa mo maka-download sa installer, no? So, sa exam browser, Safe Exam Browser, sa mga computer sa testing center, no? Dito na to. Kaya mo ang gamiton during sa ilahang exam sa test. So, for the operating system, at least pwede siya Windows 8 or Windows 10 or even Windows 11. Wala na nila gibutan din. Pero compatible na siya hapon with Windows 11. So, katong na yung mga tablet PC, pwede maghihapon to siya kay Windows maghihapon to. Ang disadvantage lang sa tablet PC, dili na to siya ma-wired ang internet connection. So, purely wireless ang internet connection na to. So, if the internet connection of the school is dili kayo siya na kusog, so possible po na maapitahan po ang exam. Unlike kung naka-laptop or desktop, if naka-wired ang connection, although dili kayo kusog ng internet, but stable rin siya gapon, kaya naka-wired na. So, installation of Safe Exam Browser. Okay, so for the installation of Safe Exam Browser, so muna siya ang link, please screenshot. Step 1, download the Safe Exam Browser installer through the link. So, https://bit.ly/nlcseb. This is case sensitive, so if naka-low caps, then isulat ko na ito o gamay siya, no? So, sentence kuan siya. Hindi siya pwedeng ma-change. No? HTTPS :/bit.ly NLCSEB. System requirements, iyaha lang summarize no Windows 8 10 OS, at least 2 gigs of RAM, at least 30 gigs hard drive for storage or SSD with internet connection, disabled Windows Update, and antivirus program. Okay, so muna siya SEB 3.0.1.163 setup bundle.x executable file. Note, download the configuration settings based on your assigned regional instance. So, talawag ko na ninyo, so napon na details diha sa regional nga settings. Okay, ay naka-folder diha na ay R9. So, kato po na to ang i-download. So, ano siya? So, sige lang, wala pa maka-download at walang ipakita. Basically, ang kaning safe exam browser naman sa internet. Muna siya ang gamiton para maka-access atong ang exam test nga taken sa atong mga bata. So, step 2, muna siyang logo sa left side, no? Tanaman ninyo. Mura siya o globe na ay so na SEB 3.0.1.163. Kung isa itong naka-try na sa conduct sa conduct ano eh?
EPT, Sir Don. EPT.
English Proficiency Test. Mga po niya ang gigamit. Thank you, Sir Don. Mga po niya siya ang gigamit. No? So, nana po tayo mga schools nga naka-try na po daan. So, safe exam browser, i-double click lang ang executable file. Next is you check agree, no? So, I agree to the license terms and conditions. Then you click install. Then, loading na siya. Then, installation successfully completed. Then, you click the close button. Then, screenshot na lang ha. Kaya wala pa mong ka-download. Screenshot na lang yung mga slides. Then, ako nanghihatag na presentation, ang mga nanghihatag na presentation sa mga district ICT. So, step 3, open the region lms.seb. Click no. So, kana siya, i-click na ito no, and it will open the safe exam browser application showing the National Education Portal Learning Management System. So, dapat kana ang mo-display. Kanang National Education Portal Learning Management System. Kaning naa sa right side. Kaya National Education Portal. So, ano siya to. To close the safe exam browser, okay, once you open the installed safe exam browser, dili niya siya karina sa itong mga browser, pwede na ito siya i-minimize or dili niya siya inana, no? Pwede siya i-maximize, minimize, pwede tamang multiple tabs. Kani siya, by default, once you open the SEB, naka-full screen siya by default. Full screen yun eh. Kaya ang purpose na to, ana, para ang bata, during the exam, dili siya maka-altab, dili siya maka-adto sa ubang mga browser, no? Like, for example, mag-take exam, mag-research ko siya sa Google o kung siya mga answer for the specific questions. No? Ang safe exam browser, once it is open, naka-lock na siya. Delete na siya na ito ma-altab, di siya ma-minimize, di siya ma-inana. So, safe din siya. Safe. So, to close the safe exam browser, click on the power button on the lower right side of the screen. Kung gusto niyo nga i-close ang browser. So, inana. Na ay power button sa lower right side. So, mo na siya, once installed, mo na siya, makabutang na rin siya dira sa ato ang desktop as shortcut, or if you search the safe exam browser sa ato ang Windows na start, no, or search, mo po na siya, magawas na po na niya, safe exam browser. So, tanan ng mga computers sa testing center na gamiton, installan yun siya ang safe exam browser. So, So during the examination day, the proctor, school ICT coordinator, must ensure that the safe exam browser is already open, running prior to the schedule of test administration and before the test takers enter in the room. So naka-open na siya, naka-standby na naka-open. So check if the application is on the list by searching safe exam browser in Windows search bar. So i-open na to siya daan before mag-start ang test. Kaya kung isulod sa bata, ang bata mo click na lang dito sa login using Microsoft account. So login na lang siya sa iyang account sa Microsoft. Susunod ani. Okay, so for the criteria in selecting the test administrator, I think sitting moderator, Ma'am Kath,
Yes, sir.
kinsa kayo mag-discuss ano?
I think it's Sir Brian.
Okay. Okay, so that's all for me. At this time, wala ko niya to present another topic and atong pag-retrieve sa Office 365 na atong sa amon later. Thank you.
All right, that was our division ITO. Thank you so much, Sir Chester Don Bayokot, for that very thorough discussion. So if you have questions po, queries, we will be entertaining those questions later po. So let's proceed to our next facilitator who will be discussing to us criteria in selecting the test administrator and the seating arrangement and the testing scheme. Let's give it up for our education program specialist for human resource development section / master teacher 1, Sir Brian Pilapil Telempros. Sir Brian, go ahead.
Thank you, Ma'am Kat. Hello, good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen. Okay. Once again, good morning, everyone, and I will be presenting to you the criteria in selecting the test administrators for the conduct of the National Learning Camp assessment. Okay, so these are just very few, no? There are only very few criteria in selecting our administrators for the test. Number one, at least a teacher 1 to master teacher from the SDO. So we have to emphasize that the test administrators that will be handling the test should be teacher 1 or hanggang master teacher po. And all should be coming from our own SDO. And we are, of course, we are not going to let anybody outside from the SDO, whether they are teacher ones or master teachers, to administer the test. Number 2, must be external from the school or must not be the teachers of the participating learners. Again, hindi po natin pwedeng gawing test administrator ng sariling school natin itong mga teachers ng mga participating learners. So we are going to have an arrangement, perhaps, no? Siguro si Sir Tony will be discussing deeper about this in his time later, na lahat po ng mga test administrators should be coming from other schools, external from the school, okay? And number 3, computer literate and has a strong IT background. So because the administration of the test involves the use of gadgets, kailangan pong computer literate and has a strong IT background ang ating gagamiting mga test administrators. These are the 3 criteria in selecting the test administrators for the NLCA. So proceed na po tayo sa next, which is the seating arrangement. The seating arrangement and the testing scheme. So using the class list, the last name of the learners should be arranged alphabetically per batch regardless of sex. Uulitin natin, ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng ating mga test takers should be in alphabetical order regardless of sex. Refer to the tables below for the sample scheme. So ito po yung nakalagay ngayon sa scheme 1, 2 grade levels per day. In the first column, we have batch 1, that's in the morning. Ang grade level na magti-take ng exam ay ang grade 8 and target number of participants 40. Ang batch 2 still in the morning, grade 8 pa din, 40 participants ang target. And then for batch 3 and 4 in the afternoon, grade 7 lahat ang magti-take 40 per group. Okay? So, may ibibigay naman po sa inyo ng mga tulad nito na mga sample scheme as your guidance, no? Or to guide you in preparing or setting up the conduct of the exam. For scheme 2, 1 grade level for the whole week. For batch 1, pwedeng ito yung gagamitin natin. Batch 1 in the morning, grade 7 for week 1, and for the following week, grade 8. For batch 2 in the morning, grade 7 sa week 1, grade 8 naman, parehong 40 per group. Batch 3 and batch 4 in the afternoon, but for the first week, grade 7 lahat, and for the second week, grade 8 naman lahat. Still 40 yung number ng target participants. So, I guess hindi naman complicated itong pagkakandak natin, no, when we talk about the selection of the test administrators, kasi very few lang yung criteria na we have to remember or to put into mind. And of course, the seating arrangement, hindi po tayo mahihirapan because may mga schemes. There are 2 schemes available na pwede nating pagpilian or yes, to set up our the conduct of the test. So, parang yun lang naman ang pag-uusapan natin for this portion.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Brian Telempros. Now let's welcome back on the platform Sir Chester Don to discuss to us the how to access the Moodle platform. Sir Don? We just would like to inform everybody that we will be entertaining your questions po after all the presentations have been presented. So standby muna po yung mga questions natin dyan. Do we still have Sir Chester in the platform? Sir John Ray? Okay.
Okay.
Sir Chester?
Once again, good morning. Thank you, Ma'am Kat. So now we will access the Moodle platform, no, using the Office 365 account of the learners. But before Ana, like I mentioned a while ago nga, ang school ICT coordinators will retrieve the learner's account, no. So kani siya, gipangitaan ni siya og paagi, no, sa atoang mga kauban pod, no, sa mga ITO sa Region 9 kay ang mga account sa mga bata lisod siya pag-retrieve, no, kung isa lang katao ang mag-retrieve. Like say for example, kung ang district ICT lang or ang division office lang mag-retrieve. So maraming naatay pag o nga wala ni siya na procedure, no, sa central office during their presentation. I-improvise na nato ang pag-retrieve para mas mapadali ang retrieval sa accounts ng mga bata. So first, no, naa tayo gibuhat nga video. So si John Ray, naa siya gibuhat nga video guide on how to retrieve, no, ang school admin account for Office 365. This 5-minute video is uploaded sa ato ang DepEd Zamboanga del Sur official YouTube channel, no. So i-access na ninyo later ang siyang gituyo aron kung maglibog mo karon nga presentation, at least na mo yung mabalik-balikan. And also the recording of this virtual orientation no, is stored in our DepEd Zamboanga del Sur official YouTube channel po. Okay? So ako i-play ang video. Ako lang i-discuss sa tansa. So the school ICT coordinator will use the school email, school DepEd email. No? Kung naka-remember mo, naatay, so ano siya, how to get the school Office 365 account. So kita di ay naatay, tagsa-tagsa ka school admin na account for Office 365. So there, dito ta makakuha sa mga accounts sa atong mga bata. So, pero karon ang una na itong pangitaon, asa na ito makita ng account, no? Please take note ha, ICT coordinators, district and school. Karon atong ipakita kung saan pag-retrieve ninyo sa inyong admin account for Microsoft Office 365. Asa siya makita? First is you open gmail.com. I-open nato ang account nato sa gmail.com. Ang ato ang school email. As you can see in the video, ang gigamit nato is 303755. Unsa nga school dyan? Atong example, bagong kahayag, National High School. Among example ang inyong school email. So since this email na dito sa DepEd email admin account na mo, kanina school email, na siya remarks nga wala pag yun naka-login sukad, no? So there are schools nga nagamit na sa ilang school email na pwede uban nga wala pa. No, so kung wala mo kabalo sa inyong school email, pwede mo maka-request no dito sa ato ang technical assistance nga link, no? Diyan palibot send dito sa ato ang sa chat. Sa chat. I-send ni John Ray sa chat ang katong ICT Technical Assistance na link or ang kanina district ICT coordinators. Please inform your school ICT coordinators about the link, no? Kaya para if wala sila nakagamit pag dito sa ilang school email or nalintan ang password. So, ato siya ma-reset tayo. Okay, so i-open ang Gmail, login, open Gmail and log in your school email. So, ang school email format is schoolid@deped.gov.ph. So in this case, kaning bagong kahayag National High School 303755. So next, enter your password. So i-input ang password. So dili i-send sa inyong school email ang katong Microsoft nga account, admin account. So, go to your inbox. Sa inbox, na ay search bar diha sa upper left side sa inyong screen. So, sa taas yun, no? So, na ay search bar diha. I-search na nato O365. Dili siya 0, ha? O365. O stands for office, no? O365. I-search na nato ng O365. Then, magawas tayo ni. Anong i-highlight sa cursor. Look for the first email. Atong pinakauna nga email nga ning gawa ning pinakauna, no? Kung yun ang pinakauna, pinakakaraan, no? So tanawan ninyo ang date diri sa ato ang right side po sa screen, makita po na ninyo diha ang mga dates nato. So look for the first email on learner.accounts and open. So i-open na siya na email. So, kana siya. So, diha, tanawan ninyo ang email. So, hello school head and school ICT coordinator. So, the Department of Education continues. So, ay message diha. Below ana, naghatag siya o username o password. So, ang kanang username, anang 303755 at r9.deped.gov.ph is your school Microsoft Office 365 admin account. Okay? So, asa na to siya i-login? I-login na to siya through admin.microsoft.com. Admin.microsoft.com. So, since kita ng mga teachers or mga non-teaching personnel, we have our own Microsoft Office 365 account, i-login ni siya sa browser nga wala kay naka-login nga Office 365. You can clear your history or you can use incognito kay di kuan siya kung gamit ka og admin.microsoft base pag ang iyahang pasabot nga gigamit nimo imong personal or katong imuhang employee na Office 365 na account, no, dili ka ng school admin. So you can clear your browsing history pero kung dili ka, you can use incognito or another browser kanang wala kayo mo gamit ng browser. So username, password, ang password niya, basically, temporary lang na, so you can reset that, no, on the first login. Kaya lisod po kayo na memorize na siyang password. Then please take note, no, i-note yun kung sa inyong password sa inyong account. Kaya ayaw ninyo isagol-sagol ang mga account. Kaya usapay kanina account, kasi malangin ninyo sa Google. So, dito niya siya makasulo dito. Ang kaning inyong admin na account for Microsoft Office 365, as you can see, naka siya R9. Ang katong sa ato ang DepEd email, no, nga school account, wala siya R9. So, na ang isa sa mga difference. So, highlight ang inyong password. Get the username and password, then open admin.microsoft.com. I-open na to na siya. So, karon, so at this moment no, naan na tayo account sa ato ang Microsoft. Admin Microsoft account. So, karon mo open na ta sa admin.microsoft account. Microsoft.com. So, diri sa kaning system, diri na to retrieve ang mga learners account. So, i-open na to. Gamito na to tong ato ang R9, school ID at r9.deped.gov.ph. Next, you enter the password, no? Kanang gibutan nga password diha. So, input na ang password. Sign in. Ayan na siya. So, more information required. Your organization needs more information to keep your account secure. So, So, kani siya, importante kayo ni. Kay unlike DepEd email, sa DepEd email, kita sa division office, sa kato yung Google nga account, maka-reset, pwede na ito siyang i-reset, no? Pwede na, kung malimot mo, i-reset, dali na kayo na siya pag-reset. Unlike Microsoft Office 365, dili kasayon ang pag-reset. Since kita sa division office, wala tayo facility to reset Microsoft Office 365. Wala tayo facility ng ihatag sa central office. Sa region po, ang ilahang reset dito is katura pong mga employee ng mga account. Di ko sila reset ang mga school mo. Importante kayo ni. So, kaning phone, nangayon siya o gigil sa inyong phone, kanang phone nga inyong ibutan, kanang active code nga phone number. Kaya magamit ninyo kung malimot mo sa inyong account, then you can do the password reset on your own. Gamit ang kaning mga cellphone numbers nga inyong ipabutan. So, add your mobile number or click skip, no? Skip kung naana ka. So, next. Sign in to your account. So, say sign in, yes or no. So, dili na dayon. So, once you open the account, mo na rin siya ang imuhang dashboard yung makita. So, as you can see, sa upper left corner sa atong screen, na yung nakabutang diha, Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Good morning, Bagong Kahayag National High School. So, below ang greetings na text, there you can reset your password. I-list din ninyo ang password, kaya rin siya lisod pag memorize. Then below, na mauna rin na ang inyong mga accounts sa mga bata. Now, in your admin dashboard, you can start resetting your student Office 365. No? So, i-reset ninyo kay, I'm sure, wala pa man din siya ma-open, hindi siya ng mga accounts. So, i-reset ninyo ang mga accounts sa mga bata. Pero, ang ato po mga bata na grade, grade 7 o 8, no? Atong mugamit sa ato ang test. So, ang naka sa mga bata, ang naka license nila, na sila Windows 10, 11 nga Enterprise, A3 for students, na sila Minecraft, na sila yung mga na. Sila, muhatag kami yung complete specification as to the licenses nga na aming mga account, no? Ang walang akong i-send sa mga district ICT coordinators na to. Para sa katong mga bata na dili 7 and 8, katong uban ng mga bata, or even sa mga elementary, kung pwede po, ihatag ninyo yung ilang mga account na sinasila mga device sa ilahan para makagamit po sila like mga Minecraft education, naman po yung mga ilahan doon. They can use their account para anak. So, dila, muna na siya, na nila ang mga account sa mga bata, no? So, sample tawag click. So, tapad sa ning sa bata, ma-share ba dyan if mag-hire ko? Dili. Kana. Okay. So, kana, mag-fire ka. So, here, tapad sa ning sa bata, first column is name. So, tapad na ay key na icon. So, you can click that to reset the password, no? So, ang email format sa bata is yan. Ang LRN sa bata at r9.deped.gov.ph. Mga na ang format na. So, although predictable ang format since lrn.r9.deped.gov.ph, kasi mo ba nga ay inanak naman nila ay ka-predictable ang format sa email sa bata. So, idiretso na nga ito, sulat dito sa aduan template sa Excel. Ayaw po, kaya di man po mo makalagin sa inyong model kung wala mo yung password. So, ang importante ani, i-retrieve na ito ilang account, although kabalo ka sa format karon na lrn at r9.deped.gov.ph ra, but wala ta kabalo sa password. That is why we need to reset, no? I-reset na to ang ilang account. I-exit na po ang modifier. Okay. Next. So, i-reset na to, reset password. So, kana siya. So, nakakay option diha. Once you click the key icon, reset password for kaning LRN na bata at r9.deped.gov.ph. Automatically create password. You have options there like automatically create password, require this user to change their password. Kani siya, kung imuha ning i-check ning automatically create password, siya na maghatag og random characters na password. So, okay na, nindot ko na siya. Ang kanin pong isa, require this user to change their password when they first sign in. So, muna siya naka-default, naka-check na silang duha. So, pwede mo mag-set og password one by one, or pwede po ang kato na, ang advisor na, katong ingon ganina, ang advisor na ang since i-open man ni sa advisor ang kaning mga account sa tagsa, kaya mag-register sa LMS. So, after sa ICT coordinator na retrieve ang kanang account, iyang i-turnover sa advisor. Mo ni siya. I-reset sa ICT coordinator. So, reset password. So, kana siya, pwede ta mag-set diha, pwede po na siya naka-set. Ato ganina, no? Pwede siya mag-set o password, or pwede na po siya automatically create a password. So, once you click the reset button, tanawan ninyo ang reset button. Mo na din siya. Kung mag-fire lang ta, hindi kayo maklaro. So, mo na ni, password has been reset. You successfully reset the password for this user. So, the user, katong email sa bata with the password. Mo na din siya ang password. TUB2Z5847. Mo na siya ang password reset. So, in choosing the account or the password no for the account, kung mag-set na gani mo permanent password, medyo stricto ang Microsoft in terms to password, no? Dapat ang password with a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters like mga asterisk, mga inana. And ang imuhang letters dapat, ang imuhang mga string, no? Or ang mga letters yung gigamit na ay capital na apoy dili capital. And for example, ang imuhang email address, for example, ang ato ang mga email address, like ako chesterdon.bayokot@DepEd, mo na ako ang Microsoft. Dili i-allow sa Microsoft nga akong password po na ako'y word na Chester or Don or Bayokot, so dili pwede. So inaana, no? Medyo challenging, medyo lisod-lisod po siya kung bago ka nag-set, no? Kay naanad ta sa Google nga dili kayo stricto sa password format. Okay, next. Sumunod siya ang buhaton sa ICT coordinator. Iyang i-reset ang kanang learners account no, ang password sa katong mga mutik for ako malikon grade 7 and 8. So activate, ano siya, mo siya ang buhaton sa ato ang mga advisors. I-activate ang learner's account through LMS. So, saan siya? So, saan ko-activate sa advisor? So, first is mo-open sa kanina link. Kana nga link yung sudlan. R9, ha? Butangin yung R9. Kung musulat mong lms.deped.gov.ph, mo nga ako nga nawong, pero likita mo kita ay ana dito kung wala mo nang butang mong R9. So R9.lms, i-message ni sa chat dyan. R9.lms.deped.gov.ph. So kung once you open that, mo na rin ang mugawas. Sa r9.lms.deped.gov.ph. So, wala na siya ang katong Moodle nga ay. Okay, so kato siya. I-open na to. r9.lms.deped.gov.ph. Then, kumalikon. Okay, na. You click sign in using DepEd Microsoft account. Kani mo i-click ninyo. Ayaw tong kani. Sorry. Kani ang i-click ninyo. Sign in using DepEd Microsoft account. Ayaw ni sign in using DepEd Google account, ha? Kaya katong ga-insert na sa una, dili rin na sulod. And also kato kong PNPKI punta kami po na itong isundan. So karon sa NLCA, sa mga bata, kami sign in using DepEd Microsoft account. Ayan mo pag-fill up for username and password, dyan na lang diretso. Kaya katong gamiton nga account, ang katong ilahang account sa katong i-reset sa ICT coordinator. So i-click na to na, more information required, o kana. As you can see, naka-login man good sa the same browser ang atong account sa admin. So atong i-click ang use a different account. Di man ka na account atong gamiton, ang account man sa bata. Okay, so kana, i-copy na nato ang email address sa bata. Then, sign in, log in the learners of O365 account. Ano siya, no? ilrn@r9.deped.gov.ph. You click next. Then you input the password, no? Nag-generate sa school ICT coordinator. Input na ang password, then sign in. Then, di ba, magpa-reset siya, no? Magpa-set siya ang permanent password. Then, please take note, yung katong temporary password ng inyong gibutang, once naka-login na to, once na-change na ninyo ang password, so useless na to. Kanina po ang angay i-take note na password. So, kamo na yung mag-set ana kung saan ang password inyong set. I-paste na nato ang current password, which is the temporary password. Then, mag-set na dayon ta og permanent password for the learner's account. So, mag-set na ta diha, then you click sign in. So, once naka-sign in ang bata sa atong LMS, na siya account lugar. So, ang atong pag-sign up nag-sign up ta, gihimuan siya, ang gi-perform na to karon, gi-register na to ang bata sa LMS para na siya account. Para during the conduct of the NLCA next week, sa exam na yun, sa test proper na, makita niya ang data dito sa SEB, no? So, kinahanglan ko siya nana. So, i-register siya sa LMS daan. So, once ma-register siya, ang iyang i-perform diri, wala pa mo naman diri ha, nakalagin pa lang mo. Ang next na buhaton sa advisor, i-click lang niya ang site home, dayon, profile. I-click niya ng upper right corner sa atong screen, kanang profile. Kato, balik na to. Aron na screenshot ninyo. Kana siya, kani nasa upper right corner sa atong screen, na drop down diha, you click profile, imuha lang i-complete ang mga necessary fields nga naa diha nga profile. Na usa ka mo declare nga humana na siya nga learner o setup. So i-complete sa that, then pwede na rin ka mo log out. Then you can proceed to another learner's account. Profile, you click profile, then dira sa ubos mo na siya, edit profile. You click edit profile, i-click lang ng edit profile, mo na siya. So, unsa ato ang mga kinahanglan i-comply diha? So, kato ganina, naa na to yung mga details sa name, first name, surname, email address. Demographics asked. Complete all the details and demographics asked. So, kung may kulang diha, nakapa rin mga kulang diha ha. So, tanaw na to karon unsa ang mga kulang. Okay, so itong tanaw ha. Okay. So kanina ato ang sample nga file no. Kaning atong sample nga file nga si Aliyah na edit na siya daan. Naka-edit na daan ani. So inyong haliha ang ini-edit profile ninyo kani nga area dire. Wala pa ni details ning uban nga mga school ID, school names, mga inana. So i-comply na ninyo, i-fill up na na. No, so kani ato ang sample nga file kay na-edit naman nidaan before sa pag-record. So mo lang na niya. Pero kato yung i-click yapon edit profile. So kani mga inani dire. So kana sa demographics kani may walay sulod. Kani mo kinahanglan ninyo i-fill up like school division office, school name, school ID, learner reference number. So kana siya. So kana ang ato ang i-update. I-update din ninyo ha kay kung dili ninyo na ma-update dito sa ato ang SEB sa kanang testing proper na nato, test proper nato. Dili ko na siya musulod sa atong division, wala na iyahangalan sa inyong school. Kung dili sa demographic, wala ninyo butang, no? Wala ninyo butang diha. Okay, then if mahuman ka, you click update profile, dayon pwede na dayon kamo log out. Pwede na dayon kamo log out ato. So ano siya. So balik na diri sa ato ang PDF na file, no? So, this is accessing the Moodle platform. So, mao to siya na all grade 7 and 8 learners should activate access their Moodle LMS accounts using the official DepEd Microsoft accounts before the main survey. School testing and ICT coordinator should ensure that the learners have access to their Microsoft email account and have access to the DepEd LMS platform prior pa na sa test proper. No, kay i-access man sa ICT coordinator kung atong i-summarize, i-access sa ICT coordinator ang iyahang Microsoft admin account dito sa inyong DepEd email na inbox, no, katong school ID at deped.gov.ph. Kuhaon ninyo dito inyong admin sa Microsoft account. So you open your Microsoft admin account dito sa my staff, no, na Microsoft katong website. Then you reset all the learners account. Ato siyang ihatag sa advisor, si advisor na dayon karon ang mag-register sa account sa iyang mga bata dito sa LMS. So once makakomply na siya, ihatag niya balik ni ICT coordinator ang list sa mga na-comply niya. So si ICT coordinator muhatag na dayon karon og katong kani nga template atong balikan ha. Ako ba ito natin? Ako lang balikan. Dili sa kato ganina aron ano siya, ano to? Kani nga report kani. So si school ICT coordinator dapat na kay inani. Maghatag ng inani na report, Excel file, email, and group name. For the first column, email address sa bata, katong LRN at r9.deped.gov.ph. Ang group name ang pangalan sa school. So magsagol na diha karon ang grade 7 o ang grade 8. So karon maghatag lang ni og maghatag lang tawag official template ha, maghatag tawag official template. I-send namo sa ICT Council nga group chat para sa official na template ninyong pilapan. Kaya aron ng uniform ta. Okay? So kato siya, ihatag ko siya sa inyong ICT coordinator sa district ICT coordinator to consolidate all the templates na coming from different schools within your district. So si district ICT coordinator na dayon ang mag-submit sa division office sa amo. Pwede i-email lang or i-send dito sa ICT council yung group chat or you can i-PM siya, private message siya. So school testing and lisod kaya ni kay PDF man yun ilahang ihatag na presentation sa central office. Okay, tara. Okay, so next, mo ni siya, ako lang mo ni ka itong i-present kanina, no, gibuhatan din nato yung video aron kung dili man galing makuha karon ng orientation nato, kaya wala po mo nag-hands-on diha. Nagkuhan mo, focus mo sa pagpaminaw, kung pag-take note. At least unya, kung malibog mo, naatay video nga file, akong nalikon sa ito ang DepEd Zamboanga del Sur official YouTube channel. So sign in using Microsoft account mo na siya, nag-log in ta. The learner should log in using the email credentials provided by DepEd. So accessing the Moodle platform, mo na rin siya, learner should update the following demographics information like the school's division office or the SDO where they belong. So kana siya, mo ni ganina, wala ni sulod ha. School name and your school ID. So kana na yun. So once the learners are enrolled, they can see the courses under my courses. Mabutang na dayon ni dito sa ilahang course na dayon. Nana din nakabutang dito sa sila nga grade. Okay? So I think that's all for me. If you have questions, you can post your questions on the chat box. If you are listening now sa ato ang YouTube live, pwede po ninyo i-paste dito sa ato ang chat na sa YouTube. I-answer lang naman na siya after na sa presentation sa tanong facilitators. Okay, I think that's all for me this morning. Maayong buntag sa tanan and thank you for your time. Thank you, Ma'am Kath.
All right. Let's give our virtual claps to Sir Chester Don Bayoka. Thank you so much, Sir Chester, for the thorough discussion. We are almost done with our orientation, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 remaining sessions, and our next session will be discussed by your moderator. So please allow me to share my screen.
Marcy.
Am I presenting, Sir John?
Yes, Ma'am Kath.
Okay, thank you po. Okay, so my task is to discuss to you the administration of the test. So here it is. The schedule of the test administration. The total time allotment for one batch of test takers is 2 hours and 10 minutes. Take note po, 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's our total time allotment for one batch. Then there will be 12 working days administration for the National Learning Camp Assessment Pretest, and that's June 21 to July 7, and another for the post-test that will be on August. Here is a sample board work. If you can see in your screen, in the first column, you have the preliminaries, and the second column, the time. So for preliminaries, it's 40 minutes. Student assembly in the computer laboratory, that's 5 minutes. Accessing the Moodle platform that was discussed earlier by Sir Chester, that would need 20 minutes. Then for the student questionnaire, 15 minutes. After that one, we'll proceed immediately to our test proper, which has 1 hour and 30 minutes. English 30 minutes, science 30 minutes, and mathematics 30 minutes for a total of 2 hours and 10 minutes. So that's for the preliminaries and the test proper na. I hope you are getting screenshot of this. Or are we going to give our materials? Okay. So don't bother to do the screenshot because we will be providing you materials after the orientation. Then let's proceed to the procedure of the test administration. See to it that the seats are arranged properly po. This is to all the advisors. Please see to it that the seats are arranged properly with provision of sturdy barriers in between computer units to prevent any attempt on their part to communicate with each other. So that's to avoid cheating whatsoever. The date and time in the computer units are correct. Ensure that the learners already have activated and accessed their DepEd Microsoft accounts prior po to the test. Ensure that Moodle platform is already running using the Safe Exam browser before the students go to their respective seats. I think that's very clear. All right. Next, students should be advised to put their cell phones and other electronic devices inside their bags and place these belongings in the holding area. So take note po, cell phones are not allowed during the test, including calculators, smartwatches po. These are not allowed in the test proper. Make sure that all the learners have their logged-in credentials. Other procedures will be discussed by the test administrator during the test proper. Okay, for the health and safety of our learners, there should be a medical officer present in the testing center. So I believe we have with us in this platform our school heads. So please assign a medical officer to be present po in the testing center so that if there are medical complications, it will be addressed po properly and immediately. Provision of alcohol or any disinfectant should be present at the entrance of the lab. Alcohol, that's very important po. Okay, next is the breach of security in national examinations and corresponding sanctions. This is in the section 13 of DepEd Order number 55, Series 2016. So these are the acts deemed as violation or infractions of security pertaining to national examinations. First, of course, reading of test booklets other than by the examinee. If you are a proctor, if you are a test administrator, you are not allowed to read the test booklets. Please take note of that. That's number 1. Next, supplying answers to examinees. Of course, that is also not allowed. Murarag hapon sila nangupya. Number 3 is cheating or plagiarizing. 5th, loss of test booklets. Then photocopying of test booklets. Capturing test items through electronic gadgets. So please, if you are to be proctors or administrators of the test, please make sure that the cell phones of our learners, of our takers, are already confiscated prior to the test proper so that this can be avoided, yung capturing of test items. Next, distribution and posting of photos of the test booklet in any form of media. Basig na mag-post on examination done o ganyan. So please avoid that one. Opening the test materials prior to testing schedule. That is also not allowed. Late submission of test booklets and answer sheets. So we have a time allotment, so we will follow that one. Tampering of examinees' answer sheets, infringement of copyright, allowing imposters and substitute examinees. So for this, I know our advisors, our proctors and administrators are familiar with the students in your school, so please avoid this one. Next, misrepresentation with regard to age, residence, and status. 15th, failure to closely monitor test procedures resulting in test irregularities. I think this is a challenge to our test administrators. All right. So any or all of the sanctions will be imposed on the aforementioned violations committed by the following. If you are an examinee, first and your second offense, you will be reprimanded. If it's a third offense, cancellation of test or invalidation of the test result. The degree of violation and corresponding sanction shall be determined by the division testing coordinator. In this case, in the case of Zamboanga del Sur, our division testing coordinator is Sir Antonio Ganub. If you are a testing personnel, these are your sanctions. Suspension of salaries and incentives, ang sakit naman noon. Benefits of those concerned for 1 to 3 months po. Aside from that, pwede ring masuspend sa work. And in the case of infringement of copyright, legal remedies will be considered. Then the degree of violation and corresponding sanction shall be determined by the SBS. All right. Next is a confidentiality agreement form. So this is our oath of confidentiality. Is it readable? Okay, so we will be giving you soft copies po, parang dili kayo siya kuan, dili kayo siya klaro. Oath of confidentiality agreement for the test administrator. So this is for the test administrator. Okay, so don't worry, we will be giving you soft copies of this. Then we also have an oath of confidentiality agreement for our learners. As you can see, there is a table there wherein they will put their name and will affix their signature. Okay. Next is the PSF. Ayan, Program Support Funds. Meal and transportation subsidy for the testing personnel. So this is very important. If you are a testing personnel, may it be a school IT officer, a school testing coordinator, a test administrator, the amount is 680 per personnel po. That's for your meal and transportation. Then contingency or subsidy for additional expenses, that's 5%. Yun. So I think that would be all. If you have questions, queries, please reserve that one. We will be giving you time for the open forum. And let me give you our last facilitator for this orientation, the one and the only division testing coordinator in the division of Zamboanga del Sur, EPS Antonio O. Ganub. Sir Ton? We, let me close my presentation for a while. Stop share. Okay. Sir Ton, please take your time.
Okay, so I believe that my presentation is already on screen right now. But before I will do my part of presenting the topic that is being assigned to me, allow me first to say thank you to our top management, our school division superintendent, our two assistant school division superintendent, and of course the support of our SGOD chief, Dr. Gay Abduhan, and to our CID chief, Dr. Joy Magallanes. And I will never forget to say thank you to our speakers this morning. We started with our division ITO, Sir Chester Don Bayokot, Sir Brian Telempros, Ma'am Kathleen for always responding positively to our request, serving as moderator, and at the same time, one of the speakers. So before I will proceed with my presentation, allow me to do some recap of the things that has been importantly discussed by our previous speakers. So it is very clear that Sir Chester mentioned that it is the first thing that the ICT, school ICT, and the school testing coordinator should do hand in hand is to create the LMS accounts of every grade 7 and grade 8 examinees. That is why we are banking on the presence of our ICT coordinator and the school testing coordinators with the advisors of the grade 7 and grade 8 of all the public high schools, and also the school principal, because it seems that our work for our preparations for this test is so difficult, since we will be employing the online platform or the computer base of conducting this national learning camp assessment. Since this particular assessment is a very first time to happen in the entire history of DepEd. No, the National Learning Camp Assessment for grade 7 and 8. This will be conducted in our SDO on July 10 to 14. So we will be praying that God will favor our request for a good weather and a strong internet connection, that on our scheduled date on July 10 to 14, that will be 1 week, everything will run smoothly, and we will never experience any glitches in terms of our internet connection, so that we can go on with the conduct of the test without any hassles. And Sir Brian discussed about the selection of the test administrator. One of the things that needs to be prioritized in selecting the test administrator is he should be an IT expert also, so that when she will be staying inside the room where the students will be taking the test, she will serve as a partner to the ICT coordinator, and they can solve or troubleshoot any problems that they will encounter if in case. So the person who will be choosing the test administrator will be the PSDS. Now they will be the one to choose the test administrator in your respective districts or respective schools. And what is one thing to consider is he or she should be coming from the external employee from that school, meaning to say hindi pwede mag test administrator and teacher that is teaching in that respective respective testing center. So it was also emphasized by Sir Brian that this list of examinees or grade 7 and grade 8 examinees will be prepared by the advisor of that respective school, and it will be done by alphabetical order regardless of sex. Then also my scheme, no? Sir Brian introduced the two schemes that shall be applied in respective testing centers. But don't worry, I believe that some of you were not yet in the platform during the discussion with Sir Brian. But if ever you have joined us a little bit late, just like what Chester said and Kathleen, that the soft copies of the materials will be forwarded to all of you so that you will be guided on the proper things that needs to be considered for the proper conduct of this National Learning Camp assessment. So again, Sir Chester came back and he discussed about the Moodle platform, how to access the Moodle platform, and I believe that it was thoroughly discussed step by Sir Chester. And to add on for you to have a clear understanding on how it is done, he prepared a video tutorial, and that will be accessed through our ICT Council group chat, or it will also be uploaded to the DepEd Zamboanga YouTube channel, the video recording of that particular steps or process on how to access the Moodle platform. So it was mentioned by Ma'am Kathleen that this test supposedly be started as June 21. And as scheduled originally, this will end to July 7, 2023. But because of the test that we also conducted, the not grade 10, here we decided that to finish first the conduct of not grade 10 before we will conduct this National Learning Camp assessment, since ang examinees for grade 10 are also junior high school, and the examinees for this National Learning Camp assessment is grade 7 and 8. So I called up the central office yesterday, and it was clear that they will be giving an extension of the days where this particular learning camp assessment shall be conducted, and by July 10 to 14, so that will be our schedule, and by next week they will be releasing a memorandum to have an extension instead of ending the administration until July 7, 2023. So the conduct of the test shall be extended until 2 weeks or 1 week or 2 weeks from now. So from that aspect, so we are expecting that starting today or tomorrow, all of the preparations in terms of the accounts and the Moodle platform that Chester has been, Sir Chester has been illustrating, will be prepared by all the schools starting today until Friday, so that by Monday, on the actual testing date, everything is already prepared. And as I also listened to the discussion of Sir Chester, it is very much important that if ever your respective schools cannot warrant to conduct the test because of insufficiency of computers and a lack of internet connection, and then your PSDS will decide to have the testing center in a place where the internet connection is available. So it is very important that your ICT coordinator, your school testing coordinator, the advisor will be will accompany with the students as to where the testing center might be located, so that any problem or any things that the learners or the examinees need, if whatever data or whatever things that they need during the actual testing dates, these people, the advisor, the school testing coordinator, the ICT, are readily available, that they could easily be reached by the test administrator or the ICT coordinator, so that they can solve immediately the problems. So in addition to that, we are requesting sincerely our school heads, especially for the junior high school, that they really have to work collaboratively as much as possible. They can prepare the what they call this, say plan B or the generator, standby generator, so that the conduct of the test will not be disrupted if ever there will be power interruptions that would happen on that dates as scheduled, actual testing date as scheduled, and that will be next week. So I will now, I hope that you are listening to all the concerns that I'm airing, because that would contribute to the smooth conduct of this first ever National Learning Camp assessment for grade 7 and 8. I was saddened, a little saddened by the chat that I received, that some of the schools did not join with the orientation because they have received a chat message that their school is not included. They have received a list. I just want to make this clarification that we did not release any list of schools that would join in this assessment, because lahat ng secondary schools, public secondary schools, ay kasali sa test. Lahat, I would like to repeat, all public high schools offering grade 7 and 8 are included. The grade 7 and 8 students are included to take the test of this, to take this National Learning Camp assessment on July 10 up to 14, 2023. And the testing centers where the schools will be going to take the test. Now, these testing centers has been identified with internet connections and enough number of computers will be presented after this. No, that will be presented by me. So let's now proceed with objective of the test administration. What is then the objective of conducting this first ever National Learning Camp assessment? So this is to administer the National Learning Camp assessment or pre-test. So pag pre-test, meron siyang post-test. So that this, the test that will happen next week is a pre-test, and the post-test shall be done on August. So this is a pre-test to all grade 7 and grade 8 learners. So all, hindi siya, walang schools na, hindi siya sampled. Kasi lahat ng grade 7 and 8 learners for the school year 2020 to 2023 in all public schools across the country. Oh, it is very clear. So the NLCA, or the National Learning Camp Assessment, is designed to determine the effectiveness of the learning camp intervention on the learning proficiencies of participating learners before and after attending the National Learning Camp Intervention Program. So this National Learning Camp Intervention Program, I believe, will start on July 24, 2023. And that is why before this particular program will start on July 24, 2023, these students who will be joining this program will submit themselves for a pre-test. No, pre-test that will be scheduled next week. So the testing window and the target test takers. So the pre-test, again, the test that we will have next week is a pre-test, and the post-test shall be on August. So the pre-test will be administered within a testing window as shown below. So ang pre-test, ang grade 7 and 8 who will be taking the test next week are the same students who will be taking the post-test on August. Meaning to say, kung grade 7 and 8 sila ngayon na mag-pre-test, sa August, grade 8 and 9 na sila. They are the same number of students. So the pre-test, just like what I said, the dates intended for this is June 21 to July 23. Supposedly, we have started the conduct of the test last June 21, but because we prioritize the conduct of not grade 10, so we opted to have this test next week, and expectedly, we will finish this next week then. So that is why we have to work collaboratively so that we can end the test by just 1 week schedule. The target test takers of this test are the grade 7 and grade 8 learners, public schools only. No, public schools only for 2022-2023. So for the post-test, just like what I said, it will be conducted on August 2023, of which the specific schedule is not yet announced. I believe that the central office will still be issuing guidelines as to the conduct of this test, but it is much better that as of today, you are already aware that there will be a post-test that will be conducted on August 2023. And again, I will tell you that the same number of students will be taking the post-test. Whoever might be the students who are taking the pre-test, the grade 7 and 8, they will already be grade 8 and 9 learners by school year 2023-2024, and they will be taking during August the post-test of this National Learning Camp Assessment. So we will now proceed to the assessment tool. So the NLCA is an online computer-based test that will be delivered through the Moodle platform. So I believe that you already have the idea of what is this computer-based test and what is also this Moodle platform, because this was thoroughly discussed by Sir Chester. So the test shall cover learning areas in English, science, and mathematics, wherein the test items measure varying levels of skills and competencies in a multiple choice format using the English language. So in terms of enrollment of learners in the Moodle platform, I would like to repeat that all enrolled grade 7 and 8 learners from all public schools across the country should activate or access their Moodle LMS accounts, right? Accounts using their official DepEd Microsoft accounts for the conduct of the NLC assessments. Meaning to say, the Moodle LMS account of each examinee is the passport for them to access the questions of this National Learning Camp Assessment. So if the students cannot activate their Moodle LMS account, or if they don't have the Moodle LMS accounts, they cannot access the questions in this particular assessment. The same with the computer-based EPT. So partnership with the school testing coordinator and the IT coordinator, they should ensure that by Friday, no, they have to make sure that by Friday, all the learners, grade 7 and 8, have access to their DepEd Microsoft account and have access to the DepEd LMS platform. That will be before the test administration. So our target that starting this afternoon, kung mahimo, until Friday, that all this preparation shall be done, no, by Friday. And sa Monday, ang lahat ay ready na during the actual schedule of the test. So these are the technical specifications of the testing centers. The following requirements for testing centers should be followed: with an interrupted power supply, or preferably with a standby power generator. Okay, that is why I told you earlier that there should be a standby power generator. Although I will be sending communication to Zamsoreco that as much as possible, there should there should be no more interruption of our power supply by next week. But based on experience during the conduct of our computer-based APT, no matter how we requested Samsoreco, but still there are also circumstances that was beyond their control. So that is why I am requesting, sincerely requesting all the public schools, public school principals, secondary school principals, that as much as possible, they can secure a standby power generator, so that if ever the power supply will be interrupted, meron tayo kaagad na plan B to take over. So with the computer laboratories that can accommodate 20 to 40 learners per room, the more computers or tablets, the better. So the more tablets, the better. The more computers, the better. So that if they can have this 40 maximum computers, meaning to say, they can accommodate many or more examinees. But if in case time will not favor us to have this maximum number of computer, 40 or gadgets or laptop, then at least they have 20, no 20 computer or tablets or laptops in the respective room. So with 20 to 40 functional desktops, laptops per computer testing room. And this units, no, this laptops or tablets, kasi pwede din daw, I was asking Sir Chester yesterday, pwede daw yung tablet na issue sa DepEd. So if ever my schools in your respective districts who are recipient for those tablets, I think you can borrow those tablets and have it in a one school where the internet connections could warrant. So what is important is you have to check if ever this units, tablets, the desktop, the laptops are working. Kasi every unit will be installed, no? Mag-install pa doon every unit ng Safe Exam Browser. And that is one of the responsibilities of our school ICT coordinators. Then we also have here with at least 50 Mbps dedicated internet allocation. So it is also advised that it is much better if the school will prepare also plan B. I think they can borrow modems, no? Modems, so that it could help boost the strength of the internet connection in your particular testing center. So preferably the computer laboratories to be used as testing rooms are in quiet and unpopulated area in the school and with a nearby restroom for student use. So this should be conducive for testing activity. No interruption, no louder noise that could be heard while the examinees are taking the test. So that is the essence of having this. It should be preferably unpopulated so that our examinees during the time will not be disrupted or they will not be out of focus by listening to the loud voices that could be heard from outside. So to ensure the confidentiality of test items and minimize contact between learners, the school should prepare barrier or divider between computer units in laboratory. So they should have this demarcation in between the gadgets so that the other examinees could not see whatever the answers of the other examinees that is sitting beside him or beside her. So there should be an improvised barrier or divider may be used as alternative so that the confidentiality of the test items will be properly observed. But in case the computer laboratory cannot accommodate 40 computers and learners, 2 adjacent rooms will be used as testing rooms. So meaning to say, we will not limit only to 1 testing rooms. We can use the other rooms so that we can accommodate more. The number of gadgets can be placed there and we can accommodate the examinees, more examinees. So 1 room shall serve as holding area for the test takers to prepare them for entering the testing rooms. So there, every test principals or teachers in the testing center shall reserve 1 room as holding area for the test takers before they will be getting inside the testing rooms. And there should be assigned 1 support staff should be stationed in the room. So mayroong isang support staff who will take charge of the test takers who are still staying in the holding area. So before they will proceed to the testing area for them to take the test. So there should be a list of learners should be posted. So as mentioned by Sir Brian, the list of learners should be posted outside the testing room per batch. So remember that per batch is maximum of 40. But for example, if in case hindi makaabot ng 40, kung ano lang yung natira ng mga examinees na during the time, yun lang. Do not make this as a burden that it should be by 40. So if in case na ubos na yung ibang 40, so the last batch will, there is a tendency that the last batch hindi na umabot ng 40. So the school is requested to provide an adequate number of blank sheets of paper for computation purposes only. So pwedeng mag-compute ang bata so they can provide or you can provide blank sheets of paper. And that blank sheets of paper na ginamit nila during computation, as soon as they will be going out after taking the test, that will be retrieved by the test administrator. So collected by the test administrator after each testing session and subject to immediate shredding. So i-shred siya para wala talagang makakalabas na any information related to the test materials. So in terms of the testing centers and alternate testing centers, all grade 7 and grade 8 shall take the exam in their schools, ideally. But for testing centers that are unable to hold the necessary requirements, an alternative should be considered. So the following are the proposed alternatives for the testing centers. So it can be in a junior or senior high school with computer laboratory or available computer units that shall be identified as testing center for the nearby school. So pwedeng kapag walang internet ang isang school, if the district would decide that they will have this school as a testing center of all the grade 7 and 8 in the district, pwede yon kasi that's stated in number 1, provided that the testing the school that they choose to be the testing center shall have this enough number of computers, and they also have the strong internet connection, and they also have this ready-made generator if in case there will be power interruption. So for it can also be done in an elementary schools with computer laboratories or available computer units shall serve as testing centers for nearby schools. Just like in Pitogo, when I talked to the PSDS yesterday, they decided that all grade 7 and 8 in Pitogo district shall have the test in Pitogo Central, since it is in Pitogo Central where they are having that strong internet connection. So they decided to bring all the available computers or the available tablets will be brought to Pitogo Central, and they can have that area as their testing center. So seek the assistance from private schools with internet and computer facilities through the initiative of the SDO. Later, I will be presenting the identified testing center based on the survey conducted by our ITO. So these the identified testing centers are the result of the survey conducted by ITO with sufficient number of computers and with internet connections. So tap the state universities or colleges and technological schools for partnership and use their available computer laboratories as testing rooms. But in this case, we are anticipating that baka ano sila no, they are also using their units. That is why we did not shift into this. We just make some possibilities that the testing center shall be in the public school, elementary or secondary within the district. Okay, and then the technical specifications with keyboard and mouse, with at least this was discussed by Sir Chester already this morning. Then installation of safe browser also was discussed by Sir Chester. I will no longer discuss this again. And the criteria of selecting the test administrator was also discussed by Sir Brian. So this is the schedule of test administration. So again, we will be sharing to you this material for you as a guide for the smooth conduct of this first National Learning Camp Assessment. So this was discussed by Ma'am Kathleen. So I will not do it again. So this was the test administration also was discussed by Ma'am Kat. Okay. And that ends for the guidelines. I will now proceed to presenting the identified testing centers for every districts. So there are, in some cases, there are districts na maraming high schools na pwedeng maging testing center kasi they have that strong internet connection then, and they also have the enough number of gadgets. So I will now present the project na Kat. Okay. So again, I am requesting everyone that if ever, I believe you have many questions. No, you have many questions, but I am requesting you to hold on because all questions will be answered right after this presentation. So for Aurora East, we have identified 2 testing centers, Aurora National High School and Juan Lumusad National High School. So the schools, other high schools will proceed to Aurora National High School as their testing centers. We have Kauswaga National High School, Lintugop, and Muhammad Ali. You will proceed to Aurora National High School as you will be bringing your students, your grade 7 and 8, and take the test in Aurora National High School. For Juan Lumusad National High School, ang kasama niya doon is Gubaan National High School. So Gubaan National High School will proceed to Juan Lumusad to take the test. For Aurora West, we have 3 high schools, and the identified testing center is Commonwealth National High School, and the other 2 high schools will go to Commonwealth to take the test. Lantungan and Monte Alegre will proceed to Commonwealth High School. For Bayog, we have lots of high schools in Bayog. So the first testing center is Bayog National Technical Vocational High School. Ang Supon National High School will will go to Bayog National High School and bring their grade 7 and 8 to take the test. So Bayog National Technical Vocational High School ang kanilang testing center. Then Damit National High School will stand as testing center. So they will use their school as testing center, and their students will stay in their school to take the test. So for Dipasi National High School is also one of the testing centers in Bayog, and Bubuan National High School will go there to take the test. And Balukbahan National High School, also I believe Balukbahan will proceed to Dipasi. Ang Balukbahan din will proceed sa Dipasi National High School, ang Balukbahan. And for Dimataling, we have many schools in Dimataling pala, no? So the first testing center in Dimataling is Dimataling National High School. Ang kasama nila doon is Libertad National High School and Tingabulong. For Salawaga National High School, as one of the testing centers, ang kasama niya doon is Buburay National High School. So in Salawagan, we can also have their ang Baluno. Baluno will also be joining to Salawagan. Binuway to Salawagan, and Laureano Salusod also will proceed to Salawagan since they don't have they don't have internet connection, I guess, and they don't have enough computers. No, so maraming magpunta doon pwede din ang ilipat natin ang Laureano dito sa Dimataling. No? Ilipat na lang natin ang Laureano sa Dimataling kasi malapit-lapit siya doon sa Dimataling. Okay, no? Okay, again, for Dimataling National High School, Libertad, Tingabulong, and Laureano Salusod. And for Salawagan, Buburay, Baluno, and Binuway. So for Dinas, we have more national high schools din sa Dinas. For Dinas National High School, Dinas National High School is one of the testing centers, and the other one is Ligarda Dos National High School. So joining to Dinas National High School are Ignacio Garata, Old Mirapaw, Proper Dimaya, and Sagakan. And joining to Ligarda Dos National High School are Ginikulalay National High School and Ginikulalay Tarakan Extension. So for Dumalinaw, Bibilik National High School can stand as one testing center. Kamalig National High School also can stand as one testing center. For Dumalinaw National High School, Lukuban and Maria Clara Lubrigat will be joining with them. And for Ribocon Agricultural and Vocational High School, Mikulong. No, Mikulong National High School will be joining to Ribocon Agricultural and Vocational High School. Tina National High School can also stand as one testing center. So their grade 7 and 8 will be taking in their own school. So for Dumingag 1, for Dumingag 1, ang mayroong computer at saka internet connection is Dumingag Senior High School. Ang stand-alone na senior high school. So Dumingag National High School, Labangon Subanen Agricultural National High School, and Paquito SU will proceed to Dumingag Senior High School. So mayroong tatlong schools who will be taking the test in Dumingag Senior High School. For Dulup National High School, Bagong Valencia Extension, joining with them are the students from Dulup National High School. So the Dulup National High School will be going to Bagong Valencia Extension. For Gipos National High School, Gipos National High School can stand as one testing center. So their students, their grade 7 and 8, will be taking in that respective school. For Guling National High School, still in Gipos, joining with them are the test takers from Balungating National High School and Sikatuna National High School. So Balungating will be joining to Guling and Sikatuna will also be joining to Guling. So for Josefina District, Leonardo National High School is the testing center. Joining with them are Bogo Calabat IS and Dawa National High School. So the test takers from Bogo Calabat and Dawa will be going to Leonardo National High School to take the test. For Kumalarang, we only have Maestro Cornelio Memorial National High School as their testing center, only one. So the rest of the high schools will be going to Maestro Cornelio. Bugayo, Kumalarang, National High School, Pikanan, and Salagmanok will be going to Maestro Cornelio Memorial National High School. For Labangan 1, identified testing center is only one, New Labangan National High School. So going to or joining the schools that will be joining to New Labangan will be Kugonan, Francisco A. Relacion, Glab Integrated IS, Zamboanga del School for the Arts, and Langapod IS. So the rest of the high schools in Labangan 1 will be going to New Labangan National High School. So for Labangan 2, so we have two identified testing centers for Labangan 2. The first is Bocong National High School. Tawaga Norte National High School will be joining with them. So dalawang schools doon sa Bocong. Ang isa, Bocong Bocong mismo, at saka ang mag-join sa kanila is Tawaga Norte National High School. For Francisco A. Relacion, Senior High School pala can stand as one testing center, Labangan 2. So joining with Francisco Relacion is Tabak National High School and Nuburan Integrated School. For Lakewood District, Bagong Kahayag National High School can stand as one testing center. The other testing center is Diosdado Macapagal Memorial National High School. Joining with Diosdado Macapagal is Vicenta Inerio National High School. For Poblacion Comprehensive National High School can also stand as one testing center. Joining with them is Bululawa National High School. That is for Lakewood. For Lapuyan, we have two testing centers for Lapuyan. Lapuyan National High School. And joining with them is Bulawan National High School and Tiguha National High School. For the other testing center in Lapuyan, Maruwing National High School. Joining with them is Carpoc and Maralag National High School. So for Mahayag North, Bunyao National High School can stand as one testing center. And Mahayag or MSAT also can stand as one testing center. Panagaan also, it can stand as a testing center. And joining with them is Paraiso National High School. That is for Mahayag North. For Mahayag South, we have 3 high schools in Mahayag South and only one can stand as testing center, San Jose National High School. Joining with them is Daniel C. Mantos and Eleuterio Bacaltos Integrated School. For Margo sa Tubig, we only have one testing center for Margo sa Tubig, Toribio Minor Memorial National High School. So the other schools will be joining with Toribio Minor. Balintawak, Digon, and Calian will go to Toribio Minor National High School to take the test. For Molave East, of course, no, Molave Vocational Technical School is one testing center for Molave East, and joining with them is Parasan. And since Simata is only one high school in Molave West, doon na lang natin siya ipa-join sa Molave Vocational Technical School, since Molave can accommodate more number of examinees. For Dimataling, meron pala Dimataling, Paulino Dari. Dili ko ano ni. Paulino Dari is Pitogo, tapos na to, no? Na-present ito kanina. Okay, for RM, sa Paanding, Agricultural Vocational Technical High School can stand as one testing center, and the other is sa Paanding RM Extension can also stand as testing center. Joining with sa Paanding RM Extension is Esperanza Switch. For San Miguel, Bitina National High School can stand as one testing center, and the other one is Dauan National High School. And Fatima National High School will be joining to Dauan National High School to take the test. For San Pablo District, Payag National High School can stand as one testing center. So joining with them is Tandubuay and Tiniapan. And for another for San Pablo is San Pablo National High School, can also stand as one testing center. The rest of the junior high schools in San Pablo, Eugenia Andrin, Pungapong, and Sakbulan will be going to San Pablo National High School. For Suminot National High School, this particular school can stand as one testing center. And Subanon Agricultural National High School also can stand as one testing center. In Tabina District, we have 6 high schools, but only Concepcion is identified that can stand as one testing center. So the other schools will be going to Concepcion National High School to take the test. So Baganyan, Tultulan, Kulabay, Malim, and Tabina. So they will be going to Concepcion to take the test. For Tambulig National High School, Tambulig National High School itself can stand as one testing center. The other identified is Bagong Kauswagan National High School. This is identified as school that can stand as one testing center. So joining with Bagong Kauswagan is Tambulig Lower Tiparak Extension. But if in case Bagong Kauswagan cannot stand as one testing center, so this Kauswagan and Tambulig will proceed to Tambulig National High School. That is if in case Bagong Kauswagan cannot stand as testing center. For Tigbao National High School, we have 2 identified testing center. The first one is Antonio National High School. Joining with Antonio is Nilo National High School. And the other testing center for Tigbao is Tigbao National High School. And Libayoy National High School will be joining to Tigbao National High School. For Tukuran West, so the supervisors from Tukuran notified me this morning that they decided to have Tukuran Technical Vocational Technical High School as their one testing center for all the high schools in Tukuran. So the high schools in Tukuran East and West will be going to Tukuran Technical Vocational High School, and they will be taking the test in that particular testing center. So for Vincenzo Sagun also, since they don't have, most of the schools cannot stand as testing center, so they collaboratively work that Kabata National High School can stand as one testing center, and the other high schools will go to Kabatan on the scheduled date to take the test. The same with Midsalip. In Midsalip, they choose Midsalip National High School as their testing center, and the remaining high schools in Midsalip district will proceed to Midsalip National High School to take the test. So for Pitogo district, so again, I already made mention about this, that the PSDS and the school heads decided to have Pitugo Central Elementary School as their testing centers, and they are now working on the internet connection and the availability of computers that would serve our examinees on the actual date. So all the high schools in Pitogo district will proceed to Pitogo Central during the actual testing date to take the test. So that would be all for the testing centers. So if ever there might be some questions that are playing in your minds, you can write it in the chat box for us to address your concerns. Thank you and good morning once again.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Ton. That was our division testing coordinator, Sir Tony Ganub. Let's give him our virtual claps. Okay, we have 30 minutes po for the open forum. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to hit our chat box and type your questions. While you are typing, let me do a shout out to all my former colleagues from Mulawi Vocational Technical School. Hello, ma'am and sir. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, Ma'am Kat.
Yes, Sir Ton.
Sir Earl from San Jose Regional High School, Bahayag South, chatted me that they have a problem in terms of the internet connection, and they don't have the supply of electricity since they experience no problems in terms of their electrical connection. So in that particular case, Sir Earl, you may talk with the other principals of the high schools in your respective districts with your PSDS, and you have to make one decision as to what particular school that will serve as testing center in your respective district, and whatever might be your decision, please inform me so that I can endorse your testing center to the central office, since the data that we forwarded to the central office will serve as their basis for them to spread their bandwidth, bandwidth. I think that is a connection, so that you can reach, you can access the connection to BEA. So kailangan ko ng decision ninyo ngayon para masubmit ko sa BEA kung saan talaga yung testing centers ng Mahayag South. So thank you, Sir Earl.
All right. Do we have other questions from our YouTube channel, Sir Jan? Okay, well, while our participants are typing their queries, I just would like to remind everybody of our online evaluation. Please flash our link, Sir Jan Ray. Thank you.
Ma'am Kat?
Yes, Sir Todd.
Okay, Sir John Ray forwarded me questions from YouTube channel.
Forward.
Oh, am I? Can you allow me to speak? To give answers
Go ahead,
to
sir.
queries?
You have the floor.
Will you please include the rules? Okay, so we have a question here from Anonymous. No clarification po sa dates for the pretest. Again, the scheduled date for the pretest will be next week, July 10 to 14. Thank you. Again, sir, yung mga ICT coordinator sa school din po ba i-assign sa other school or may swapping po ba sa mga IT? So in terms of functions and responsibilities of the school ICT, ang school ICT ang responsible for the opening or activation of each examinee in terms of the LMS accounts, and they also are responsible to prepare the Moodle platform ng lahat ng examinee sa school. If in case ang school ninyo can stand as testing center, so they will be staying in the testing center for the rest for the whole duration of the test, since they will be helping the test administrator in fixing or troubleshooting if ever they will experience glitches during the test. But ang isi-swapping po ay ang test administrator. Kasi ang test administrator ay identify ng PSDS. So what has been presented kanina, ang test administrator should be coming from the external school, not in the internal school. Again, ang iswap ay ang test administrator at hindi ang ICT. Ang ICT at saka ang school coordinator, testing coordinator, sasamahan nila ang mga bata na mag-take ng test if in case pupunta pa sa other school to take the test. Kasi ang school ninyo ay hindi nag-warrant to serve as testing center. I hope that it is clear. Next, we also have, since may identified testing center po, I don't know yung names ng takers, is it by school? Yes, it is by school. Every list should be by school. And if ever lilipat kayo ng school, kasi ang testing center ay may nandun sa ibang school, during the time na schedule nyo na, ang mga bata na ninyo ang mag-take ng test, that will be the time na i-post ninyo ang list of examinees ng mga bata na nasa loob ng testing center if in case bata na ninyo ang nag-take ng test. Since may identified testing center po, okay, sagot na to. So we are now waiting for another things that needs more.
All right, while Sir Tony is waiting for other queries, I would like to remind everybody of our online evaluation. Please answer po our evaluation. Sir John Ray, please flash the link. I think it's already flashing on your screens. Yan po ang ating link for the online evaluation. Please don't forget to answer po. Everyone is invited to answer our online evaluation. Thank you. Okay, other queries from our participants? Okay. With regards to the materials that have been presented, that have been used in this orientation, mga presentation po kanina, we will be giving it through your district ICT coordinators. So please coordinate po with your ICT coordinators. Sila po yung bibigyan namin ng copy. Thank you. What else?
Okay, so if in case your examinees will be transferring, will be transported to another testing center since hindi nag-stand as testing center in respective schools, meron po dito sa included in the package is the parents' consent kasi mahalaga po yon. Meron lahat ng mga kakailangan natin na documents in terms of transporting our examinees to another school. So nakapaloob na po dito sa learning resource, dito sa package ay included in the materials, orientation materials. So any problems related to activating the LMS accounts of every examinee in terms of downloading and installing the Safe Exam browser, how to access the Moodle platform. So I think the IT knows where to get in touch, and that will be maybe the right forum or the right platform that you need to get in touch is your ICT Council group, and I believe Sir Chester is readily available to answer your queries. Okay, may question po dito si Sir Raimel no, from MVTS. The schedule, conflict po daw ba sa schedule ng recognition rights? So I just would like to inform that ang mag-take ng test are only grade 7 and 8. So the schedule of the recognition rights, I think will go on, and we will also be going on with the conduct of the test since affected are only grade 7 and 8. Okay, again, the test will be conducted through computer based. So definitely this will be an online test. That is why we need to prepare the necessary preparations for each examinee so that they can access the questions in the central office sa BIA using their LMS accounts or DepEd Microsoft accounts. Thank you. So again, I would like to reiterate that it should be that by Friday, all of the things that needs to be prepared, our testing centers, the installation of Safe Exam browser in our computers or tablets, and most especially the accounts of our examinees, lahat ng ito ay tapos na by Friday so that they will all be prepared during the conduct of the actual test on Monday. Okay, so may nagtanong saan po ba magti-take ng test ang Tambulig National High School, Tuluan Extension. So I think Tambulig National High School, Tuluan Extension, since only one school is identified as testing center, you will proceed to Tambulig National High School. Again, Tambulig Tuluan Extension will proceed to Tambulig National High School.
All right, I think we have no more questions to be addressed. So again, we will be giving you the materials of this orientation to your district ICT coordinators. Well, please keep in touch with your ICT coordinators. Thank you, everyone. Last. may nag-send ng question. Sir Ton, should I read it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, this is from Anonymous. Buburay National High School of Dimataling District is assigned to Salawagan National High School. It's farther from their school. Can they transfer to Dimataling National High since it's nearer to Buburay?
Yes, they can transfer. Kasi I'm not so familiar with the distance of each schools, Manggod. So whatever might be or wherever might be that your school is nearer to the testing center, just inform me. Just inform me so that I can also report this matter to the central office.
All right, thank you, Sir Ton. I think it's loud and clear. Okay, I think there are no more questions to be answered. If you have further queries po, please don't hesitate to ask your ICT coordinators or our division testing coordinator, Sir Tony. Time check, it's 11:19 in the morning and I think we are good to go. On behalf of our top management, we would like to say thank you everyone for joining this orientation. Good luck everybody for the conduct of the National Learning Camp Assessment. Sure, Sasur. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Sir Don. Thank you, Sir Brian. And thank you to all who attended this orientation. So I hope that all of us, any queries, feel free to get in touch with us. Our line is always open to help you so that we can have the smooth conduct of the test. Thank you. God bless. And also thank you to John. John, thank you so much, John, for your assistance. No, you have to think that your effort is always recognized. Thank you, John. And also Sir Raymar, Sir Mamart and Michelle, happy
All right.
together.
Again, I would like to remind you of the online evaluation. Please don't forget to answer our online evaluation so we can address if there are glitches and problems in this orientation. Thank you.